Alright, YouTube, how you guys doing? It's been a long, hot day. Cheers. So, the following video is going to be the Dreamline bullpup disassembly, the front half pretty much, well actually I took the power wheel off and the hammer out and most of the trigger. So it's going to be pretty much a complete disassembly minus the cocking lever and a few small things, but it's going to be most of the internals. There's no audio to the video, so I'm going to include some subtitles to kind of walk you through what's going on. And basically the reason that I'm having to do this is the valve seat failed. It actually cracked right behind the O-ring and caused air to leak really rapidly out of the barrel. And basically, I mean, this isn't a Dreamline, but basically, if you were to slide the, I'm not going to do that, but if you were to slide the pellet probe back via, half cocked or whatever to where it exposed the back of the breech, you'd hear air rushing out really rapidly there. If you closed it, you'd hear it seal up and it would come out of the muzzle. It would take about maybe an hour for it to go from completely full fill, 230 bar, to being completely empty at 0. So it was a pretty rapid leak. It pretty much rendered the gun unusable for the most part. And the disassembly was pretty simple. I'll walk you through. I've got all the tools. I'll put in the subtitles what all the tools are, and I tried to make it as clear as I could. But if you guys have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. And I gotta say, this is a really easy air rifle to work on. As you can see, this is this was my last pride and joy before the Dreamline. This is the Hatson Bull Boss, and as you can tell, this is far from stock. So I'm not afraid to tear into something and start modifying it. This has got a human regulator in it. I drilled out the transfer ports in the barrel, the internal transfer port, changed up all the O-rings, drilled out the valve and stuff like that. So this gun's pretty done up. And there's still some issues with it. We're going to use this gun in a later video to do some fine tuning. If you're getting performance issues that you just cannot get rid of, there's a few things I'm going to show you guys how to really take a look at your barrel. One is casting a lead lap or a lead slug that's going to give you an exact shape of what the inside of the barrel is and its dimensions. And a couple of things that you can do with that is you can actually use that with some lapping compound, polish the inside of your barrel, but it'll also show you where the imperfections are and some other things. And what it showed me in this is that the choke almost seems like the choke was done with 2 different drill bits. Like they drilled the bore with a small hole, and then that created a smaller diameter than the bore hole all the way through the barrel. Then they followed that up with a bigger drill bit and stopped it about right here. And I mean, I don't know for a fact that that's how they did it, but from inspecting it, that's what it very much seems like, because the choke stops on one side and is smooth on the other. So all of the restriction is coming from one side of the barrel. And so if you were to push a lead slug through, maybe not so much a pellet because it doesn't have the surface diameter, but if you were to push an actual slug through, you'd notice that the rifling imprint was about 2 to 3 times deeper on one side than the other side. So no matter what I've done to this, I cannot get the crazy spiral out of this gun. It loses its accuracy at about 50 yards. It's at about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, which is acceptable, but beyond that, it opens up to shotgun style pattern. If you film it with some slow motion, the pellets are just whipping around. And I'm pretty sure it's due to the barrel is damaging the projectile on its way out and causing some issues. But nonetheless, this this thing, I took this to a gunsmith, had the crown redone, had it Cerakoted because the finish that was on here from the factory was junk. And I'm starting to talk a lot about the Hatson Bull Boss, even though this is a FX Dreamline rebuild video. But that was just maybe something that we're going to address in depth in a later video. And so if you guys have something like this, or you have another air rifle that's suffering some unexplainable accuracy issues that you just can't get rid of, I'm going to show you guys how to at least identify it. Is, do you need to replace your barrel, or, is it something else that's going to be a little bit easier to fix? So anyway, back to the following footage is going to be me disassembling my FX Dreamline bullpup to remove the valve stem and valve seat. I guess this is also known as the poppet. But this is basically the piece that the valve stem seats against and allows the gun to be fired. So it's a pretty critical part of the gun, but it's also very easy to access. FX did a great job on the construction of this, and the way that everything is put together is very, very user-friendly for us guys that buy them. So enjoy the video. If you guys got any questions, as always, leave them in the comments below. I'm always happy to get back to you guys. I leave my comments channels open on all of my videos. So if older videos, if you guys have a question, feel free to leave a comment. I will respond to it. So anyway, stay tuned and learn how to strip down your Dreamline. There will be a reassembly video once my new parts come. Oh yeah, FX was very helpful. Also, word to the owners, FX has informed me that they encourage people, granted, if you know what you're doing and you've worked on an air rifle before, you've taken on projects like this maybe, or you've got a collection of them, it's really not that difficult to do. If you've never done it before, hopefully this video will walk you through it. It's pretty simple. But they've told me that, it's not going to void your warranty if you maintenance your rifle, as long as you're using FX, parts. So obviously, aftermarket parts, third-party parts could potentially void your warranty. And so I'll do another video too, as far as adjusting your hammer spring to get your valve to open up at 160 to 165 bar on your regulator without using any kind of shims or adding anything to your air rifle. It is possible to adjust the stock hammer spring up to that tension without modifying anything. So that'll be in some upcoming videos. I guess, I just wanted to say I'm behind on some of my other stuff. I didn't get my 177 stuff done like I wanted to. We've had some issues. Another compressor's taking a crap, so we're a little bit behind the times. So hopefully we'll be catching back up here shortly and get back on track with some more slug testing. We got our 30 caliber die now, our 25 caliber die, our 218 die, and our 17 caliber die. So we have quite the selection. I haven't had a chance to test them because my gun is profusely leaking air at the moment. But we've also got a couple of chronographs. We got a new chronograph, and we should be coming up with some ballistics data pretty soon. And all right, well, stay tuned, guys.